the frequency of God. One thing that used to perplex me is the fact that, in spite of my desire to know God and relate to Him on an intimate level, it was always seems very difficult to do. Even though people always say God Himself desires to be close to His people. My thought was, if that is so, why He has made it so difficult for Him to be found? This frustration continues until, as a response to my prayer, there was this book that found its way to me. The title was The Father and His Family by E.W. Kenyon. In that book, I was able to discover the solution to that problem. Since all human beings are basically the same, I am pretty sure there are other people who has faced and are facing the same dilemma as I did. Therefore, I felt led to share with you today in this short video some truths that will be able to help you if your aspirations are to know God truly, instead of Him remaining a mystery to you. First of all, as the Bible stated, God is a spirit, according to John chapter 4, which means you will not find Him, connect with Him through the five senses or through your feelings. He's not something or someone that can be touched, felt, or perceived by natural means. As we have said, He is a spirit. Therefore, only spirit being in His class can contact Him and relate to Him. Just like God is a spirit, man also is a spirit, for he was created in God's image and likeness. It is the consciousness of that dimension that man lost, which is the basis of all his problems. If we consider creation as a whole, we can see how every species is connected to its source of origin, which is also its source of supply. When God spoke to the ground, the birds and all the trees were created. When He spoke to the waters, the fishes of all kinds were created. Consequently, the birds and the plant were taken from the ground. Therefore, they must stay connected to the ground for the food, survival, growth, and fruitfulness. The fish were created from the water, and it's the same thing for them too. Everything required for the food, survival, growth, and fruitfulness are found in the waters. When it comes to mankind, God spoke to Himself, according to Genesis 1, verse 27 and 28. Therefore, God Himself is the source of man's origin and His supplies. Many people think man was created from the ground, like animals and plants, but that is not accurate. It is man's physical body that was created from the ground, not man himself. When God said, "Let us make man in our image and likeness," that's when man was created. After He puts man in a physical body that He had created from Him, from the ground. In light of this truth, mankind must stop thinking and acting as a physical being. He must recognize his spiritual dimension and live accordingly. If he is to contact God and relate to Him on a continual basis, mankind will find His provision and being able to grow, develop, and become productive only as they come to the understanding of His true nature and we connect to his source of origin and supplies, who is God himself. In conclusion, we have seen that God and his ways are not mysterious and far off as we have been led to think and believe. The real problem is a problem of frequency. The spiritual dimension is the frequency of God. He is always working, communicating, guiding all the time. But in order to access his leading and guiding, one must ally himself to God's own frequency in order to receive from him.